What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Talking with Beers, episode 153, college news from the past week. We got Stanford to talk about because their sports hit an all-time low. Oklahoma drops a big series in college softball, and basketball is wrapping up this week. But first, let's head to hockey. So we're starting off today on college hockey. We're going to go into regional breakdowns. We have 4 regions, 4 teams each. We'll talk about some of the score lines there. Then we'll talk about the Frozen Four, give out my predictions for that. So a quick one for college hockey. So we'll start off in Manchester. The first overall team, Boston College, beat Bentley in a 3-1 game. Very close game, though. Bentley did look very good in that game. So don't expect the Falcons to be a one-and-done team. Expect them to be back next year as long as they keep that pretty much that same core team around for next year. Denver in the other semifinals, they beat Providence 5-1, setting up Denver versus Boston College, a rematch of last year's college hockey finals, and Denver won this one again, winning 3-1. A very physical game, a really nice competition between the two teams, Denver winning that one though, 3-1, getting the first spot in the Frozen Four. We had to Toledo, Cornell versus number 2, Michigan State, and Cornell upset this one, 4-3 win on the road there. The second one was Ohio State and Boston University. Ohio State pretty much a home team in this one, being from Columbus. The regional was in Toledo. Boston University, though, ended up winning this one 8-3. A very close game for the first 2 periods. Ohio State was 1 goal up. They reviewed it. Time did expire before that shot went in. So it would have been 4-3 going into the third period. Ohio State doesn't get that goal, goes 3-3 into the third period. Boston University explodes for 5 goals in the last one. Ended up having a BU versus Cornell matchup. It went to overtime. BU ended up winning this one 3-2. Really good performance by Cornell. And their head coach has retired after that one, so they definitely were winning it for him. Unfortunately, just came 1 goal short of making the Frozen Four. We had to Allentown, where Penn State was the regional host and the home team practically. They beat number 3 Maine in this one, 5-1, an absolute stomping game for the Nittany Lions. In the other one, we had UConn Quinnipiac. UConn won this one 4-1, a really good performance by the Huskies here, setting up Penn State versus UConn, which went to overtime, and Penn State winning this one again, 3-2 in overtime. Their first time ever making it to the Frozen Four in program history, so congrats to Penn State. But as a 4 seed in this one, at home, it kind of seemed like there was no doubt about it that they were going to win that. So very annoying that I did not put those pieces together in my past episode, which sounds like you guys really enjoyed that one. So more college hockey breakdowns to come in the future episodes there. Now we head to Fargo, where it was our last one. We had number 4 Western Michigan versus Minnesota State, a 1-4. Western Michigan ended up winning this one 2-1 in overtime, double overtime actually. A really good performance by the Mavericks there. And then UMass versus Minnesota also went to overtime. UMass winning in a controversial no call to force that game-winning goal for the Minutemen. They won 5-4, but very controversial call that was not called. I guess I didn't watch it live, so I don't really know too much. Besides, it looked like it should have probably been a tripping call. They didn't call it. UMass goes down the opposite direction, ends up scoring on the ensuing play. So a tough way to go out for the Golden Gophers there. But that set up a Western Michigan versus UMass game that also went to overtime. So yes, all 3 games did go to at least single overtime. And Western Michigan won this one in a close one, 2-1. A little come from behind victory there for the Broncos. So for the Frozen Four, that will be on April 10th, ESPN2 for both games of the semifinals. We have Western Michigan versus Denver. That will be at 2 p.m. Pacific time. For Penn State and Boston University, they'll play after at 5:30 p.m. What do I expect from these 2 games? I expect the Western Michigan versus Denver game to be the best of the 2 games. I think this is actually going to be the best of the 3 games, even the championship game. I think this game is going to be great. So rematch of the NCHC championship game there. Denver was up 3-0. Western Michigan comes back, ties it up, and wins it in double overtime. I think we're going to see another electric game between these 2. My feelings, I'm rooting for Western Michigan to win it all. But as I said in my past video where we did a full breakdown of the bracket, if you guys want to go check that out, it's on the channel right now. I believe it's episode 150 or 149, one of the 2. It was actually a pretty accurate predictions outside of Penn State making the Frozen Four. I did have the other 3 teams in there, so not too bad on my picks, but I did have this matchup, and I did pick Denver in that one. So I'm going to run with Denver winning it but I would not be surprised if Western Michigan ended up beating Denver, and I am going to be rooting for the Broncos over the Pioneers. You want to see an underdog team win this one, it's going to be Western Michigan, despite them being a number 1 seed in the Frozen Four. For the other game, Penn State, BU, I don't know if Penn State has enough around them to get past BU. BU is a very good team. If they keep it close, you saw what they did against Ohio State, they'll explode for 5 points right out of the gate. So I think I'm going to take BU in this one. I think BU is just a little bit of a better team over Penn State. But Penn State coming off of 2 big wins. They were at home, so that does make a difference there. But maybe Penn State's able to run it in St. Louis and get into the championship game for the first time ever. So I got Western Michigan. I'm rooting for them, but I'm picking Denver. And the other one, I'm going to say BU wins it, even though I'm not really rooting for either side. I think it'd be more fun to definitely see Penn State there. Championship game would be the next day as well, so keep an eye out on scheduling for that. It's not released on the time. All right, let's head to baseball now. Of course, we're starting off with the notable results. We'll start off on the midweeks. Tuesday, Missouri State beating number 2 Arkansas 14-3. Coastal Carolina beating number 6 Clemson 8-2. Dallas Baptist ranked 17th, losing to Abilene Christian 7-1. Number 18 Louisville losing to Cincinnati 12-2. Wofford beating number 22 Troy 14-3. On Thursday, number 20 Stanford lost to Virginia 11-8. On Friday, number 2 Arkansas beat number 14 Vanderbilt 9-0. Number 11 Auburn beat number 3 Georgia 4-1. Number 4 Florida State beating Notre Dame, or losing to Notre Dame, 16-9. Number 5 Oregon State losing to Nebraska 7-3. Number 6 Clemson beating number 25 Georgia Tech 9-7. Mississippi State losing to number 7 LSU 2-1, a very close game between those two. Number 12 Alabama beating number 9 Oklahoma 6-8. Florida beating number 15 Ole Miss 11-8. Virginia Tech beating number 16 Wake Forest in 8 innings 13-2. And number 20 Stanford losing to Virginia 13-7. On Saturday, number 2 Arkansas beat number 14 Vanderbilt 6-4. Number 11 Auburn lost to number 3 Georgia 7-11. Number 11 Auburn once again had to face them in a doubleheader. They lost in 10 innings this time to number 3 Georgia, 6-9. Number 6 Clemson lost the first of the doubleheaders to Georgia Tech in 7 innings, 18-2. And then Georgia Tech lost the second game to Clemson, 4-3. Number 9 Oklahoma beat number 12 Alabama, 6-5. We had a doubleheader between number 10 Oregon and Ohio State. Ohio State winning both games, 11-10 and 6-8. South Alabama beat number 11 Southern Miss, 6-3. Virginia Tech beating number 16 Wake Forest 11-8. Cal beating number 18 Louisville 14-10. Stanford losing in 10 innings to Virginia 9-8. And Baylor beating number 22 Arizona 6-3. On Sunday, number 2 Arkansas beat number 14 Vanderbilt 7-3. Number 5 Oregon State losing to Nebraska 16-7. Number 9 Oklahoma losing to number 12 Alabama 8-6. Virginia Tech beating number 16 Wake Forest 6-5. Number 17 Dallas Baptist losing to New Mexico State 4-3. And lastly, Miami beating number 21 North Carolina 4-2. Now, with that being said, let's head to the top 25. We got no movement for the 1 through 4. Tennessee, Arkansas, Georgia, and Florida State staying put at 1 through 4. Texas gets a +2 to 5. Clemson stays put at 6. LSU gets a +1 to 7. Alabama gets a +4 to 8. Ole Miss jumps up 6 to 9. And Oklahoma drops 1 to 10. Oregon State drops 6 to 11. Irvine jumps up 7 to 21. Southern Miss stays put at 13. UCLA jumps up 10 to 14. Oregon drops 5 to 15. Auburn drops 5 to 16. Dallas Baptist and Louisville stay put at 17-18. North Carolina and Troy jump up 2 spots to 19 and 20. Coastal Carolina and K-State go from unranked to 21 and 22. Vanderbilt drops 9 to 23. Arizona State goes from unranked to 24, and Georgia Tech stays put at 25. 3 teams that dropped out. We had Wake Forest out of 16, Stanford out of 20, and Arizona out of 23. Arizona State update of the week. They're officially 19-9 on the season. Very good record. Arizona State is now ranked 24th, if you guys did not catch that. Their past week, they lost the midweek, though, to UNLV 11-6. Not a very good contest for them, but they went on the road and swept Utah on the road 9-5, 7-3, and a big one, 18-6 on Sunday. This upcoming week, though, they got Tuesday game against Fullerton. And that game has already happened. They have beaten Fullerton. but my prediction beforehand was they were going to beat them, and they were going to be 3-1 overall on the weekend because they got a big contest. Arizona State Wildcats at home. They already lost once to them earlier in the season. They lost 3-2, a very close matchup that was down in Tucson. This weekend, it is up in Tempe. 3-game set between the two of them. I think ASU overall goes 3-1 on the week. Already looking pretty solid, but that means they will lose one to Arizona. I think that's very possible, but I think ASU is the better team right now going into it as a ranked team. Arizona just missing the cut too on being ranked. Could be a very good matchup between these two squads. All right, let's head to softball now. We got notable results. Midweeks, Monday, number 16, Arkansas losing to number 7, Tennessee, 3-2. Wednesday, number 4, Florida losing to UCF, 4-0. Number 15, Oklahoma State losing number 17, Georgia, 8-4. On Thursday, again, number 15, Oklahoma State losing to Georgia Tech this time, 6-4. On Friday, number 1, Texas losing number 18, Mississippi State, 4-3. But in the doubleheader, Texas got the better hand, 7-3 win over Mississippi State. Number 10, Tennessee beat number 2, Oklahoma, 5-2 in 8 innings. Number 11, South Carolina lost to number 3, LSU in 5 innings, 11-3. Number 16, Stanford lost to number 12, Virginia Tech, 4-3. Number 17, Georgia winning over number 25, Alabama, 4-3. Number 22, Virginia losing to Notre Dame, 4-3. On Saturday, number 10, Tennessee lost to number 2, Oklahoma, 4-1. Number 9, Arizona lost to BYU, 9-4. Number 16, Stanford lost to number 12, Virginia Tech, 8-4. Number 17, Georgia lost to number 25, Alabama, 5-4. Number 22, Virginia lost to Notre Dame, 7-2. And then on Sunday, number 1, Texas beat number 18, Mississippi State, 7-2. Number 10, Tennessee beat number 2, Oklahoma, 5-3, and won the series with that win. We had a doubleheader between South Carolina and LSU. South Carolina winning both games, the first one in 8 innings, 5-3, and the second one, 4-1. Number 16, Stanford lost to number 12, Virginia Tech, 6-5, and number 17, Georgia lost to number 25, Alabama, 8-5. With that being said, here's the top 25 for the past week. Texas does not move. They stay put at 1. Florida gets a plus 2-2. Oklahoma drops 1-3. Texas A&M jumps up 1-4. Oregon jumps up 1-5. Tennessee jumps up 4-6. LSU drops 4-7. LSU drops 1-8. South Carolina gets a plus 2-9. Florida State drops 2-10. Virginia Tech gets a plus 1-11. Arizona drops 3-12. Arkansas drops 1-13. Texas Tech drops 1-14. Mississippi State gets a plus 3-15. Georgia gets a plus 1-16. Stanford drops 1-17. Oklahoma State drops 3-18. Duke stays put. Ole Miss gets a plus 1-20. Nebraska drops 1-21. Ohio State gets a plus 1-22. Alabama gets a plus 2-23. Liberty stays put, and Clemson goes from unranked to 25. Only one team did drop out. That was Virginia from 22. Other receiving votes, the top 5 were Virginia, Florida Atlantic, GCU, Kentucky, and Baylor. Arizona State update. The team is looking pretty solid overall. A little bit of a shakeup week for them. They are 24-12 on the season. They lost 2 games out of 3 though to Iowa State. They had a doubleheader first day, lost 3-4. Did win the second game though, 18-4. So the Bats were alive the second game, but back to a tough performance in the third game, losing 4-3. This weekend they get Wednesday midweek against number 18 Oklahoma State. Very winnable game based off of how bad Oklahoma State did last week in the midweek, so I think ASU has a good chance to win that one, and that one is at home as well, so that could help them there. Then they have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday matchup against Kansas at home. I personally think ASU is going 4-0 on the weekend. Kansas is not all that great, all that special. Oklahoma State's going to be the tough one to win, but based off of what they did last week, I think ASU has a good chance to win that. Obviously, going to have some of the best pitching to go at them, and Kenzie Brown is ranked 9th in the pitcher power rankings this week, so potentially Kenzie Brown shutting the door down for the Cowgirls there. I think there's a good chance there. So I got ASU going 4-0 on the week. Maybe that puts a little bit more respect and gets them some votes in the rankings next week. All right, let's head to basketball now. March Madness is almost over. We're down to 4 teams. If you guys haven't already, check out the Instagram because we're posting things about our bracket pool, and we have 7 people participating this year. Again, I think we had maybe 8 last year. This year we got 7. Connor is leading the way right now with the most points of the group. The last 2 rounds, the Elite 8 and the Sweet 16, he has got all the games perfect, correct. Congrats to Connor. I mean, that's very impressive. Some of the stuff leading up to it, he has not gotten all correct, but the last 2 matchups, He is a perfect 12 for 12 on games. So that is very impressive. But go check out the rest of the standings, see how the rest of us are doing. I will tell you, I've struggled a lot this year, especially in the beginning. So maybe I make a good little push at the end. But Connor, congrats, dude. You're killing it this year. Now let's head into each region. I'll tell you the upsets that happened, plus who won each region by what the final score. So we'll start off in the South. Upsets, we had number 10, New Mexico over number 7, Marquette. That was in the first round. Number 6, Ole Miss over number 3, Iowa State in the second round. That was it. The regional finals was number 1 versus number 2, Auburn versus Michigan State. And Auburn winning this one 70-64. We head to the West, where this one did shake up a little bit more, definitely the most out of all the regions. Number 12, Colorado State beat number 5, Memphis. I was in the first round. Number 11, Drake beat number 6, Missouri in the first round. Number 10, Arkansas beat number 7, Kansas in the first round. Number 4, Maryland won on a buzzer beater at the end over number 12, Colorado State in the second round. That would have been a great upset there for the Rams. Unfortunately, did not go their way. That was not technically an upset, but I wanted to note that. Anyways, a very fun game to watch. And number 10, Arkansas over number 2, St. John's. That was also in the second round. The regional finals, though, was a 1 versus 3. Florida versus number 3, Texas Tech. Florida win this one 84-79. We head to the East, where there was only 2 upsets. Number 9, Baylor over number 8, Mississippi State in the first round. And number 6, BYU over number 3, Wisconsin in the second round. The finals was a 1 versus 2. Number 1, Duke versus number 2, Alabama. 85-65 win for the Blue Devils there. We head to the Midwest, where there was only 1 upset, a very chalky region. Number 12, McNeese over number 5, Clemson in the first round. And that one definitely hurt the most when it came to my bracket, because I had Clemson actually winning this bracket, or this side of the region. And unfortunately, out of all the upsets that could have happened in this one, there was only 1, and it involved the Tigers. So that was a tough bite on my end there. But overall, a very good region to watch, regardless of who won what matchups. And the finals, it was also a number 1 versus number 2, Houston versus Tennessee. Houston win this one 69-50. And it's the first time we've seen, I think, since 2008 that all 4 number 1 seeds make it out of the region to the final 4. So what does that mean? Number 1, Auburn will face number 1, Florida. That is on Saturday at 3:09 on CBS. I think that's going to be a great matchup. Right now, looking at it, I will give it to Auburn. I think Auburn just a tiny bit of a better team. SEC matchup, they played each other before. Anything could happen. Obviously, it's one game, winner takes all. So I think it's going to be a very good matchup between the two games. I think that's going to be the better one to watch. The second one is Saturday at 5:49 p.m. CBS, Duke versus Houston. I think the Blue Devils are going to win this. I know I do have the Blue Devils winning it all. So I got to ride with my pick. But I do think Duke is a better team than Houston. I think they prepare themselves a little bit better, being the ACC over the Big 12. I think the Big 12 is a good basketball conference, don't get me wrong. But I think the ACC this year prepare themselves a little bit better. And I think the Blue Devils are going to be ready for the Cougars there. And I think the Blue Devils win that one. So I got Auburn versus Duke in the finals. And obviously I'm going with Duke in this one. Keep the Devil pride alive there. But anything can happen. Anything can shake up. I think regardless, you're going to see the best basketball possible because it's all number 1 seeds coming out into the Final Four. So that is this weekend. Championship game is Monday. So obviously there will not be an episode before that comes out. So that's why I give you my picks on the championship game now. So hopefully you guys check out that. And that will be on CBS on Monday as well, I believe. But that is not official. All right, games of the weekend. There's only 3 games that I'm going to note. Baseball, we got number 3, Georgia versus number 5, Texas. For softball, number 18, Oklahoma State versus number 12, Arizona. And for basketball, obviously, you got to go Saturday, Final Four, starting at 3:09 on CBS. All right, guys, that will do for this episode. Thank you guys for listening. 153 episodes in the books. We appreciate you guys so much. The past couple of weeks, when you guys checking out some of the standalone episodes, those have actually been doing a lot better than I expected. So I appreciate you guys coming back around and watching those episodes. If you guys haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell icon so you guys are notified when these small episodes drop, plus standalone episodes drop, because I think there's going to be a lot more ramped up near the next couple of weeks. So go check out the YouTube channel and Spotify or Apple Podcasts for all those episodes. Plus, check out the links down below for the Instagram and the TikTok. I'm trying my best to make more TikToks, little teasers on episodes and things like that. I have a couple ones in the books that I have not posted yet, but I have them in the pipeline. So you want to go check out those as well. And that's going to be on both TikTok and Instagram. And on Instagram, we're posting things like our standings. So if you guys want to know how well we are doing on our picks, go check out those graphics on the Instagram as well. Really appreciate you guys sticking around, whether you guys are watching, listening, checking out the social medias. We appreciate all this support. So have an awesome rest of your week. We appreciate you guys so much, and we'll see you guys soon.